Good afternoon, Platts, of course. It's midday. Welcome to July and welcome to episode 7 of season 5 of Platt's Portrait podcast. For those of you who are new here, this podcast aims to explore the behind the scenes stories of the Parcel page and, of course, me, Platt. Here, we try to push the narrative of poetry, prose, and plays in our unique style. For today's episode, we'll go over some poems and stories as always, but there's going to be a heavy focus on some administrative matters, as well as an episode about the summer plans, schedule, and some giveaways. One thing I can tell you right now is that this episode is being recorded both audio wise and, of course, visually. So, not my, which means it will be available on YouTube channel, which is that's Parcel. This is, of course, to facilitate the Reels of Summer challenge we're conducting on the pages here, but more on that later. So this is interesting. I don't usually do videos because I can't control. I don't yet have the facilities to make everything perfect, but perfection is the enemy of progress. So we're continuing on. So before moving into the word of the day segment, I want to thank everyone for the last 6 months. We have exceeded all my expectations and goals for the year in terms of growth. And the other day we reached 5.5, I believe, or 5.4K accounts in one 30-day sitting, which the goal for the year was 5K. Was on the vision board, and I'm so happy that I can cross it off now. That is a lovely development. So let's keep moving. Let's keep the momentum running along, right? So we're going to be moving into the episode. Before we move into the episode, I just want you guys to go over to the poetry page or the Instagram page and follow us. I'm keeping that in air. Yeah. Follow us at platt.s_parcel. We post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can also find the links to our stories and more in the description below. So enjoy today's episode. It's going to be a fun one, as always. So, bye. Okay, so welcome back. So, word of the day segment. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for coming into today's episode. So, the word of the day is where we take a word that is associated with the theme for the month or just a theme that I'm feeling at the moment, and we just take that word and we use it in to give a definition, and then we give an explanation. Sometimes we go into some grammar rules and some other things. Last week we spent some time going over the different ways in which in the English language you pluralize things. You should go check out that episode. It's available somewhere. So the word of the day today is lost. LOST, lost. A very small word today, but had a very big impact. So we'll be jumping around different parts of speech and tenses. So just as a quick reminder for everyone, a part of speech is a category to which a word is assigned by its syntactic function. Syntactic function. That is what it does. What's its purpose in the sentence? In English, the main parts of speech are nouns, pronouns, adjectives, determiners, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. I learned all of this when I was in primary school. Trust and believe I didn't really think I'd have to come back here, but it's interesting that we're doing this again. But focusing in on the verbs, one might recall that verbs are action words, and actions can happen at different times. And in language or speaking of in language or speaking to others, we need to express actions that have happened, will happen, or are currently happening. That's where tenses come in. A tense is a form of the verb that allows you to express time. The tense of the verb tells us when an event or something existed, or when a person did something. So past, present, and future are the three main types of tenses. We're telling something that happened in the past, something that happened in the present, or something that happened in the future. that will happen in the future, sorry. But as with all languages, especially the English language, there are many tenses, many more complicated things to be considered here. So now that we've gone over tenses and parts of speech, the word of the day, lost, acts as the past participle of lose. The past participle speaks to the form of a verb typically ending in ed in English, which is used in forming perfect and passive tenses and sometimes as an adjective. For our purposes today, we're looking at the adjective effect of the past participle. An adjective is a word that modifies or describes a noun or pronoun. Adjectives can be used to describe the qualities of someone or something independently or in comparison to something else. The word lost as an adjective has many differing definitions. The most accepted of all is unable to be found. There are also options of unable to find your way, no longer in possession, no longer known, no longer available, not won, not possible to win, not capable of succeeding, very unhappy, very unhappy, to name a few of the many definitions that we can get for loss as an adjective. Loss can also be used in several idioms, which each may carry their own meanings, as we explained in an earlier episode this year, how idioms carry different meanings from what they are literally saying. So, what I want us to take away from the word lost as an adjective is that in most cases, it is not used positively. In an earlier season, we discussed the difference between the connotative and the denotative meaning of a word, and how sometimes these types of meanings are not aligned together. With the word lost, we see that both denotatively and connotatively, to be described as lost is in no way a good thing. Anyway, lost in a sentence. We are all lost in this game called life. If she were a comet, then even if I only saw her every 10 years, I would still see her again. Often, however, she's a shooting star, dashing across the eyes of my heart, never to return. Of course, there is some beauty to be had in loving something that never returns. The certainty of it all being temporary makes it so that you enjoy every moment. There's also some beauty to be had in loving something that returns. The certainty that it will be back eventually is comforting. It allows you to move slowly and not feel shattered when your time is done. But in truth, I do not want her to be like a comet. I do not want her to be like a shooting star. I want her to be like the sun, always there, always with me, even in the night. Sadly, I, like many, settle foolishly, praying for comets whenever we see or meet the gaze of a shooting star, thinking that they'll accidentally run into the sun. Okay, that's one of the poems we wrote last year, posting sometime next week or this week. I don't know what poem is posting this week. I haven't decided the sketch. Okay, so just a jump in there. I'm recording this on Monday, July 1st. This episode is supposed to go up on Wednesday, July 3rd. There is a hurricane barreling, projected to run towards Jamaica, which I'm very happy to be here. I'm currently running towards Jamaica. So I am recording and I'm scheduling, recording everything as quickly and as fast as possible so that I do not have to we do not miss days. Because that is the rule, that is consistency is key, and I believe that I don't miss days. So hurricane is just accelerating my plans. So I have to decide on the posting schedule like as soon as this episode is done recording. But it was supposed to be recorded 2 weeks ago, but I kept delaying because I wanted it to be perfect. But the impending threat of the natural disaster has caused me to give up my pursuit of perfection in favor of progress. And again, I say perfection is the enemy of progress, but perfection is nice. I will never be the kind to say that perfection is not nice. I am a lover of perfection. I'm a perfectionist, but I will always say that perfection is the enemy of progress when you want to get things done. So don't worry about it. All these things should be posted. They will be scheduled ahead of time. They will be running upload. They will be uploaded by tonight, Monday, and I will not have to worry about it ever again. So there's just a lot going on. But anyway, back to the episode. That's one of the poems posting this week, next week. Right now, I want to go through some administrative things, which means I will no longer be using the script of justice. Yes, on the laptop. I will be looking directly at you because there's no script for this part. It's just bullet points. So the first thing that we're gonna be doing for this summer period, this mic. I don't know if this mic works. It works, but stuff. All right, so y'all usually can't see me. I'm doing the foolishness, and I miss that. Water is important. Always drink your water. So first things that's different. So let's talk about the summer session of the poetry page. So for Platt's Parcel, we have 50 weeks in the poetic year, right? 50 weeks are in the poetic year. 2 weeks of the 50 weeks are usually used for vacation. Vacation meaning that the page is closed for 2 weeks of those 50 weeks. So we usually have 48 weeks in the poetic year. The 2 weeks of vacation usually take place during the summer. It's very funny. That's very funny. It usually takes place it usually takes place during the end of summer or whenever I'm tired. So the first week is for whenever I'm tired, and the second week is the end of summer. That's the mandatory end of summer break that I take because I run from January first Monday in January all the way up to the end of the year. So that's just how the poetry page works. So the summer session begins on June 21st and ends on September 21st. That is the geography definition of summer at the moment in my brain. It could be September 22nd, it could be, but at 21st, 22nd of September. The schedule is on the tablets. The tablet is being used to record, so we don't know. We can't see the schedule really. We could put it up on the phone, but it's too small. So, yeah. So for the entirety of that period, I believe it's 12, 16 weeks, give or take a few weeks. We're going to be doing reels and reels alone. Now, I posted a poll on the stories, and the people on the stories requested that the reels be exclusively my face. I don't know why. It's fine. It's okay. It just makes things more difficult for me. Because again, I like things to be perfect, and perfection doesn't come easy. But all reels are summer for all poems, all recaps, all podcasts, all everything will be a reel and it will have my face in it. That is the objective. That is the challenge of the summer. The goal of this channel, because all the poetry challenges, all challenges that we do on this page have a purpose. Now, the goal and the purpose of this challenge is to expand reach and to start gaining followers through reels. Because I would like to stop having to tag everyone in every single post so the posts do well. But yes, that is really the goal. For the summer session, we of course have the most important poem of the year, which is the Jamaica Independence Day poem. Yes. Other than that, we have no other special days within the summer period, aside from my birthday. But that's a special day in itself. So we have the Emancipendence Week poem scheduled in for August 1st all the way to August 7th. That's a week. Of course, the poem for Emancipation Day is August 1st. The poem for Independence Day is August 6th. Those poems are in the works. We're collecting that will probably be the only poem that does not have my physical face in it, depending on how I decide to do it. But I'm currently collecting videos while I'm in Jamaica to do that post right now. All reels all summer. Let's get into the summer challenges, right? So, summer narrative is the first challenge that we're going to be doing for. It's going to be first challenge. It's also going to be one of the two challenges we're doing for the summer period. The summer narrative is a story. It is going to be a narrative poem broken up into 7 or 8 parts. It is a narrative poem broken up into different parts. I grabbed the phone because I actually need to look at the poetry schedule. So give me a second. Usually you guys don't see me doing this, but I don't think anybody's going to be watching the YouTube. So you know, it's fine. I'm comforting myself with the with, with that idea. So we have 7 part narrative. It's really a 6 part narrative. Part 7 is just an explanation of the entire narrative. But to give a quick synopsis, it is about dream chasing, because that is the overall theme of the year. Dream chasing. We are dream chasers. But it's looking at the downside. It's looking at the negatives. It's looking at the bad things that happen when you are a dream chaser. Okay, because we always like the. I almost sneezed there. We always like to do the things. We always like the dream. We always like the idea of chasing the dream. We don't really talk about the downsides, the stress of chasing the dream. So this is what that story is about. The next poetry challenge for the summer is Sensitive States, which is the challenge inspired by the Inside Out 2 movie, where we're going to do some poems on sensitive states. That challenge will start in August, and it will feature the emotions envy, embarrassment, anxiety, on you, on who, I don't know to pronounce, I know the French, I don't do French, and anger, because anger is my favorite from the original set of emotions. But it was inspired by Inside Out 2. I would have done it more, but I wanted some relaxation time this summer, so that's really so that will be 5 part challenge, and then a 7 part challenge. So you guys are getting challenges on challenges in real form, so you'll be stuck with my face a lot. Next up, short story for the summer is an interesting one. So for the summer, we're doing short stories in the form of options. How I plan to do this is that I'm going to give an initial paragraph, and I'm going to give option A, and then this is how the story goes. This is how the story is supposed to go. And then I'm going to give option B. That's how the story went. Option C. This is how the story goes if you choose this path. This is how the story. It's like the same characters, but it's different option. I got the idea from my creative writing class I did in the last semester of school. I was reading a story, and the author was like, John and Mary meet, and then it said option A, they have a happy marriage, happy life, very mundane, nothing exciting happens. And then option B, John and Mary meet, John marries Mary out of settling, but cheats on her the entire time. Or option C, where Mary cheats on John. Option D, where John dies. I don't know. Options. Same characters, different stories each time for each outcome, and each outcome will be different for each chapter. That's the short story objective. That's my dog. Yes. We do love him. If you hear him, I don't know if you hear him. So next up on the important administrative side, again, this is a really admin focused episode. There's not much excitement to be had in this episode, we're really doing administrative things. Notice of closures. So the poetry page will be closed from July 19 to July 24th. No, 25th. The poetry page will be closed for 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. I can only close it for 14 days because, as I explained earlier, 50 weeks of the poetry year, and only 14 are allocated for closure. So we'll be closed from July 19 to July 25th. My birthday, of course, is July 26th. I have on the schedule here to do a birthday post. I probably will, probably won't. Who knows? We'll figure out at the end of the month. Of course, the Spotlight Challenges continue on the last Wednesday of every month. That is the typical trend. I do not know yet the Spotlight Challenge for July. I'll probably put up a story about that soon. But the next closure that I need to notify you guys about is the week of September 23rd to, this is in the fall session. So for September 23rd to September 28th, the poetry page will be closed for those 5 lovely days. Okay. And then we will begin the fall session with a spotlight challenge on the last Monday. This will be the only time it's on the last Monday. And that is how we will start the fall session with a spotlight challenge. It had to be done this way. I couldn't figure out any other way to deal with those matches. Okay. So I already told you guys about the Independence Day poem. I'll be asking, if the theme is what does it mean to be Jamaican. So if you have any ideas, you can always DM us and tell us. I'll be writing it over the next 2 weeks, and then hopefully have it done for recording. And then, because I do have to get this, I do have to get it done. And yeah, I've explained everything that I can in this clip. And now it's on to the meat of the matter, the meat of the matter, which I will do in a separate section. I'll do it in the quiz section, right? Okay, guys, welcome. All right, so we hit 100. I almost said 100,000. That would be nice, wouldn't it? We hit 1,000 plats the other day. That's a wonderful, beautiful, amazing number, right? We hit 1,000 plats the other day, and what that means is it's time to do a giveaway, because I didn't think we'd get it, but we got it, and it's time to do a giveaway. So the summer quiz is available as of today from July 3rd to September 22nd. The winner will be announced on September 30th. The winner will get a Platt's Poetry shirt, a free signed copy of our book, A Poetic Dance, and a $50 gift card. $50 gift card of your winner, of the winner's choice. I'm serious. So all you gotta do is go to the link in our description on the poetry page at Platt.s_parcel, and you will see the link for the quiz right there on the page. The link will also be posted on the stories. It'll be posted on stories periodically throughout the summer. Now, the quiz has 10 questions. They're right. Some are hard, some are easy, some are nice, some are simple. But I'm gonna give the answers to the questions in the story periodically throughout the summer. So if you pay attention, maybe you'll get all right. If you don't pay attention, then who knows? I don't know, man. I'm making this easy for you, man. It's 10 easy questions. Some questions are worth 10 points. Some questions were 5 points. You could do this, man. You can do this. So just look into it. And yeah, summer quiz. Get on it. Bye. Okay, everyone. Now that we're done with that madness, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. It's a bit shorter than usual. Mostly because it's an administrative episode. I don't really have any poems or anything to share, any grand feelings that I must pronounce, that I want to pronounce anyway. So I hope you all enjoyed today's episode as much as I enjoyed writing it. Thank you again for spending time with us today. Of course, this is the end of another episode, and I will see you again in a month's time, except for August, because of the nature of the August schedule. We'll be doing this in the middle of the month rather than the start of the month, but it's fine. Remember to follow us in the links below for more, and check out our books posting on Wattpad and Inkit. We have many books. We have 9 books. You haven't read it. Actually, I have 12 books. You ain't read them all yet? Imagine. I can't believe you did that. You ain't read my books yet? Read my books. Anyway, the Instagram, of course, is at Platt.s_parcel. That's at PLATT.s_PARCEL. It's important to note that my name is not Platts. It's Platt. The S is a apostrophe, but you can't do apostrophes in name. So it's a personalization. I couldn't say Platt.s_part. I couldn't say Platt_part. It doesn't make sense. Until next time, my lovely Platts. Now that's different. Now you guys are the Platts, you see. Makes sense, doesn't it? Remember, you are perfectly lovable, amazingly talented, and tough. Stay awesome. Stay off. Vanish into the void.